Hi, we are back again as we continue our series of videos on theories of child psychology. In the world of pediatric dentistry, behavior learning is the magic wand dentists use to transform anxious frowns into confident smiles. In our previous video, we discussed one such behavior learning theory called classical conditioning by Ivan Pavlov, where behavior is learned by association and conditioning. Let us now continue learning behavior patterns explained through another theory called the operant conditioning theory, which is viewed conceptually as a significant extension of classical conditioning. It arises from the experimental work of B. F. Skinner in the year 1938. He believed that the best way to understand behavior is to look at the cause of action and its consequences. He called his approach operant conditioning. The principle of this theory states the outcome of a behavior acts as a stimulus influencing future behavior. Consequences following a response can change the likelihood of that response happening again in similar circumstances. And the behavior that is reinforced tends to be repeated or strengthened over time. And which is not reinforced tends to die or extinguish. The behavior that operates or controls the environment is called an operant. Skinner identified three types of responses or operants that can follow behavior in operant conditioning. The neutral operants, these are the static ones, neither do they increase nor decrease the probability of behavior. The reinforcers, they are influential. They increase or decrease the likelihood of the behavior, and they can either be positive or negative. And lastly, we have the punishers. These are the responses that decrease the probability of the behavior being repeated. Moving on further, Skinner described four basic types of operant conditioning distinguished by the type of consequences. The first one is positive reinforcement, which is adding a rewarding stimulus after behavior to increase the likelihood of that behavior happening again. Positive reinforcement is small gifts like pens or pencils, words of praise, engaging activities, or favorite foods that a child enjoys. For instance, Lily, a 5-year-old girl, was enthusiastic about the dental appointment, and she always followed instructions because she would earn stickers and praise from the dentist for her good behavior. The second type is negative reinforcement, which is to remove unpleasant stimuli after a response. Taking away noisy dental instruments that cause anxiety and negative behavior in children for some time helps the child relax. Let us take the case of a young patient, Max. He gets anxious every time he hears the air rotor. To tackle this, his dentist switches it for a spoon excavator to remove caries for a few seconds. This makes Max feel better and is cooperative on the dental chair. The third one is omission, which refers to the process of reducing a behavior by removing a positive stimulus or event as a consequence of that behavior. This method aims to decrease the likelihood of the behavior happening again by taking away something enjoyable or desirable in response to the action. Emma is a 4-year-old, mischievous child. During her dental appointment, she missed out on a sticker as she did not cooperate on the dental chair. As she watched other kids receive treats, she learned the value of following instructions from the dentist. The last one is punishment. This is not a reinforcement, but an act that seeks to decrease the likelihood of the behavior repeating itself. Let us use the example of 8-year-old Neil. During his temper tantrum, he bit the dentist's hand and started screaming. For this behavior, he has to face consequences. The dentist had to communicate with a stern, loud voice and place his hand over Neil's mouth. By doing this, the dentist tries to eliminate this behavior repeating in future. Let us discuss the merits of operant conditioning theory. It is a very efficient method for children who are having difficulty managing. It is also useful in the installation of lifelong positive behavior in a child. It is a valuable tool for understanding behaviors, learning processes, addiction, and language acquisition. Its practical applications extend to settings like classrooms, prisons, and psychiatric hospitals. The demerits are there could be overemphasis on negative reinforcement and punishment in dental clinic. Omission and punishment should be used sparingly, and with caution in the dental office to make every visit of the child a pleasant one. It overlooks the influence of genetic and cognitive factors on learning, making it an incomplete explanation of the learning process in both humans and animals. Now let us discuss the difference between classical and operant conditioning theory. The classical conditioning theory is based on involuntary reflexes, while the operant conditioning theory focuses on voluntary behavioral outcomes. The classical conditioning theory focuses on various external and internal stimuli that cause a response that can be conditioned, while the operant conditioning theory states the response or the outcome has to be reinforced, and by this, the response itself becomes a stimulus for further behavior.
Pop quiz.
This brings us to the end of this video. We will be back again with a video on two other learning theories called social learning theory and the hierarchy of needs. Hope you had fun learning with us.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.